Hi everybody, welcome back to my December daily. Today I'm going to be working on day 11 and day 12. This is going to be my final video for my December daily. I apologize. I hope you guys aren't too upset. I really needed a break. This is the first time I've ever done a December daily, and I tried to attempt it last year, but it really kind of brought me down, kind of made me sad. For those of you who don't know, I don't have family here. I have, they've pretty much all moved away, and it just was a really hard time trying to scrapbook it. And so I put it away, and this year I told myself, well, actually in 2016, I told myself, I am not going to let this bring me down. I am going to enjoy this holiday and just always make the best of it like I always do. And I'm going to make this December daily no matter how much it saddens me at times. So I didn't realize how much work and commitment this takes. And also another thing too is I'm not an experienced pocket scrapper. I definitely am used to 12 by 12s. So what probably takes most people like just 20-30 minutes to whip a day of from your December daily. It took me hours. I mean, sometimes even took me half the day. And so I just needed a break and put it off to the side. I am going to come back to it, and I'm thinking around in the summertime and kind of get have a nice break and jump right back into it. And I'm still going, I promise you guys, I am going to make still the process videos, one video for 2 days worth. And yeah, so it's just a break. Anyways, let me hop right back to where I'm at right now. So in the beginning, you saw me use Stickles, I think they're called. They must have come out when, like the huge rage when I was on my 8-year break. So I've used them. I purchased these probably about a year ago. I don't know when. I've used them for a couple projects, attempted it to try different things with them. And so I wanted to pizzazz that one mitten card. So there I just added some glitter and some glossy accents. And I actually really like Stickles. I don't know if maybe it's not as trendy as it used to be, but I think it's just a cute little way to, like I said, add a little pizzazz to something. And then I'm using some Elle Studio, that striped paper from Good Cheer collection. I'm kind of using what I have left of just scraps and trying to make it work to see how far I can stretch it through my December daily. The one thing I did add that's kind of new from this season was the crepe paper Snow and Cocoa, that little snowman. And then those numbers, I fussy cut those from Allie Edwards. She had those number tags that were from last year. And just kind of getting through my stash, that's for sure. Okay, and so I needed to let me grab some more water. One thing that this spread says is like, baby, it's cold outside and Old Soul cold. We do not get snow where I live. If we want to see snow, and it's really not much, most of you guys would probably laugh at me, but if we want to, we have to drive to the mountains, and it's like a good 4-hour drive to get some snow, and even then it's not a lot. However, just the experience that I have, it was so cold that night that we went out. So the snowman and saying it's cold was fitting. And there you saw me just cut off the snowman's arms, and that's because it was going over the card, and he still looks cute even if he doesn't have arms. And then I was just kind of showing you, and I kind of cut that part out because I was trying to cut this video down. I measured with a 4x6 card, and I usually give it a little bit more length. That way it fits all together. There's no space, so that way you can't see anything from behind that paper, if that makes sense, when you're doing pocket pages. And it still wasn't enough, so I tried to use a Freckle Fawn scallop die to extend it. Still wasn't enough, and it was driving me crazy. And then I tried to layer, and then that's where you see where I'm showing you like all the different seams said forget it. I grabbed another paper that was still short, but all I did was use instead of trying to make it fancy with dies, I just took a scrap, made it behind, and there I am trying to make sure that it fits. And then to cover the seam, I just used some Maggie Holmes Gather washi tape. There's a photo of my kids, well, two of my kids. The other one are my girlfriend's kids, but basically in front of the gingerbread house. And you know, because I have that candy tree, I love the whole sweet thing. Like this year, I went to Hobby Lobby. I don't know if you guys have Hobby Lobby, but they had this huge section of huge cupcakes and stuff. And I literally was going to have my house like that. Where it was kind of like the what's like the Hansel and Gretel candy house, and unfortunately because of rain I knew that it was going to destroy all that, so we didn't end up doing it. So when my kids saw the gingerbread house, they're like, "Mom," and I go, "I know, I'm getting a photo and you guys have to be in front of the house." And they're like, "Okay." So there I just had that little gingerbread sticker, and basically I fancy cut that from a sticker sheet and then grounded it with making my own banner, so that way the gingerbread wasn't just gingerbread man wasn't just floating around. The next, like I said, I'm using scraps. So that first tag that you see that looks like a checkered, that was just sitting in my little cupcake dish, and I was like, okay, I'm going to use it on this layout, and then I'm just going to layer it with another piece of pattern paper. So then I used a Freckled Fawn die and ran it through my Big Shot and made another tag, and yeah, and then I used some Old Baker's twine, and then I knew I needed a little something because it felt a little plain, so I grabbed a Cocoa Vanilla from one of their Christmas collections. I think it says "'Tis the Season to Be Jolly," that circle. And it felt a little plain, and because I've been inking all the edges throughout my album, I decided to distress it a little bit using that Victorian Velvet, I think it's called, by Tim Holtz ink. Then I'm going to add my enamel dots, which I've been sprinkling again throughout my album. And then I'm going to call this card pretty much good. Yeah, as much as I love this this project, I mean, I'm just not that experienced with pocket scrapping. But like I said, I love, love, love how this is all turning out. I just need more practice, I think, because I don't think it should take me seriously 4 hours to work on a pocket. So anyways, here I am just gluing down those little pieces of twine so that way they're kind of right where I want them. And then because I'm running out of paper, I ended up deciding to use the back of that card. So it's just, there's going to be, you know, two days worth on one piece of card, if that makes sense. I forgot, someone was saying on YouTube how someone would do that so they didn't waste any paper, that they would scrapbook on one side and then scrapbook on the other. And I mean, not that I, you know, keep on doing that, but still. Anyways, I just need to stretch my paper. Sometimes I feel like I'm babbling. Anyways, when I do voiceovers. So this day is kind of a filler page, and basically I went online and I bought all the Christmas movies that I wanted because we don't have cable. And at the time, Netflix didn't have some of these movies. However, when it got closer to Christmas, they put them on there. But that's fine. I don't mind, you know, having some DVDs around. And basically, my kids have seen Elf and Santa Claus and Home Alone before, but they've never seen National Lampoon's movie, and my son was laughing so hard. They found it so funny. And then, of course, the classic Christmas Story. The lamp, that was my kids like, "Oh my gosh, look at that lamp, Mom and Dad," and it was just funny. But we didn't watch movies that night. I'm basically just documenting how the movies that I ordered came in that day. And so, yeah. Then the next I'm making the title for day 12, and it's basically, I'm going to use some of those stickers from the sticker sheet because I haven't really jumped in, you know, started using them. So I wanted to start using it, and I'm so sorry that I'm out of focus. I didn't even realize I was out of focus when I was scrapbooking this piece. Anyway, so I'm making sure that I'm using all those ornaments. just to use them on up. And one of them I did use some adhesive foam, and then the rest are going to be flat. So just the one is going to have dimension. And then I'm going to use those letters that are also on the sticker sheet, and it's going to say favorite Christmas movies. And yeah, I think then that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Like I said, I do apologize I'm not going to continue, but I will in the summer, I promise. I want to welcome to all my new subscribers. And you guys all enjoy the rest of your weekend and have a great week. Thanks for joining me. Bye.